everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am starting my next weekly vlog for May, aka Asian Readathon. I just finished my first vlog, so now I'm starting the next one, and I'm sitting in a weird place because this sitting place sucks, okay? I'm glad I'm getting rid of this shit. Either way, hello, I hope you're doing well. And I did really well the first week. I basically kind of read a book a day. I read 6 full-length books and 2 mangas, which was really great. Good work. Pat on the back. And hopefully I can keep it up this week. I'm not actually like more busy or less busy this week than I was last week. I think I'm like as busy. So it should go fine, I think. Either way, what I'm gonna read today is, first I'm going to read a manga because I read 3 full-length books and then I usually read a manga. And I should have read that like last week, like in last week's vlog. But like when I was going to bed, I was too tired. So I was just like, well, I will push it to tomorrow, which means it's ending up in this week's vlog. So the next manga I'm going to read is The Liminal Zone by Junji Ito. So I'm just going to try to read all of Junji Ito. My last manga was also Junji Ito one, which was Censor. It was weird. It was good, but it was weird. And I don't know what this is about, but we shall see. So this is my 2 Junji Ito that I own, and now when I read this, I'm gonna like buy his next one and like follow publication order of the ones I can get a hold of. The next Junji Ito, which I think the next one I need to buy is Tomi, and when I read that, I will buy the next one, etc. You know, he's super weird. Horror that is super weird, but I love to see it. So we shall see what I feel about this one. Then the book I'm reading today is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. Do you say K as K? Probably. Sometimes I forget how to pronounce things. And Mary is a very known author. She writes a lot about, I think, like mental health and like sad things. But yeah, it's contemporary. And I'm excited. So the reason there's a Demon sticker on this book is because I picked this for my TBR game, where the challenge was to read a book as cute as Demon, which is a Patreon challenge. Nothing can be as cute as G-Man, so I just have to add a sticker. I was looking for my phone because I was wondering, is this for... It was really far away. Why did I put it there? When did I put it there? I don't know, but it's like a struggle to get up here. I'm gonna check my notes. Okay, emergency contact is nothing for like the Asian Readathon prompts themselves. There was a donkey underneath my ass. This is just for my TBR game. And hopefully I will finish all today. I didn't realize it was almost 400 pages. But also, it is a contemporary book. So I feel like it will be an easy and quick read. Like, it will be fine. I don't have work, so what other things can I do except reading? And, like, I had plans in my head what to do today, but now I'm like unsure of what I should do of any of them. I should do one of them, but I don't know which one to pick. So I need to figure that out by myself. I hate making decisions. But I hope you enjoyed this weekly vlog. I'm excited to see how much I will read. I haven't actually like put a plan yet. And I thought I read almost half of my TBR because that's what this looks like in like the document I have. But I haven't. I have so many books left and it makes me depressed. But I shall do it. You believe in me, I believe in me. It will all be good. Okay, well, you shall see me later for whatever happens. I was going to say good night, but it's morning. Good day. Okay, so I was gonna go and eat breakfast, but then I decided to read The Liminal Zone instead. Zone. I meant to say zone because I knew it wasn't gonna take that long. And it is actually a like 4-story short collection thing where like there's 4 short stories and everyone is about like different things. Well, usually like obviously mangas are split into chapters, but they all like follow the same thing. But here it's like actually separate stories. I was waiting in the second story for that to connect to the first one, but I realized, oh, it's actually 4 short stories, and it even says so like in the author's note in the end. And they were really interesting actually. I really enjoyed them, even though like I knew they were going to be short, so it was like can't like explore each thing for a long time. But they're all like super weird, and I'm just like, what is even going on? The first one especially I think was my favorite. It was like weeping women. So they meet like a weeping woman in like a funeral where she cries all the time. Then the girl, like because there was a man and a girl, man or woman, got like kind of not, I was gonna say transmitted, but she also becomes a weeping woman and can't stop crying. It's like she cries constantly, and then they go back and like it's like can you help her? And then like everyone's just crying and there's tears everywhere, and then like she's like drowning in tears, and I was like, jeez. But yeah, all the stories were actually pretty good. I think that Junji Ito is like an expert at being super weird and just writing weird shit that is really good, like horror obviously, and it's just like your mind is just like what, how, why, but it's just good. It's just good. Yeah, I'm giving it a strong 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I like this more, I think, than Sensor. Sensor was like, it was fine, but like it was like amazing. But this was fun. I like short stories when it's done like this. So yeah, okay. So I read that now. Now I'm gonna go and actually eat breakfast and then read more probably and figure out all the stuff I need to do. Yay! Hello. It is very late, like long over bedtime. And I should upload this vlog hours ago, but today I did read Emergency Contact. What did I say? Emergency Recharge. When it gets late, I cannot even speak English even less than I usually can, but it's fine. That I talked about earlier. And this is a YA contemporary. I would say like almost upper YA because our main character does start college. So it's Penny who just live okay, chill life. Her mother's a bit like eccentric, maybe not eccentric is the wrong word, but like kind of a flirt, more like her best friend and her mom, and she has had like conflicted feelings about this, and now she's starting college, and she can be like a bit like maybe rejecting if people doesn't follow her standards completely. She can like kind of reject them and like be put off by them. And then we also follow Sam, who is now living in like this cafe that he works in because home is not safe for him, and he's can't continue college right now because he just can't afford it. And these two people connect and kind of become each other's emergency contacts, which is why the book is called Emergency Contact. And then they chat a lot and like, it's white contemporary. What do you think is going to happen to them? I just found that I liked the book enough. I like the characters, and I didn't hate anything. It was just that it was kind of boring because I didn't really see the direction of the story. We just followed these two characters that had these two things happening in their lives, and then they met, and that's it. And I was just like, okay. And then like, I know why contemporary is usually like this. Like contemporary, most books are like that. You can always see glimpses into people's lives and like what's going on and like what's going to happen to them. But I felt like this even like kind of put a standstill of like what's going to happen to them as well. And it was just about like them meeting, and I'm just like, fine, I get it, because like it's not like in white contemporary, it's unknown to have romance and stuff like that, and like it's a lot about like people meeting people and have like, I was gonna say, new relationships in their lives, platonic and romantic, etc. But it just didn't give anything more like that. I didn't even feel like the characters had like even any specific like, I was gonna say, developments or like realizations, like tiny bit in the main character, the German character Benny. But Sam was just kind of the same person all the way through for me. And I was just like, what was the point? And I was just kind of bored, and I was just not invested in these two characters that like texted enough to like care that much for the story, really. It was a bit boring. And like, I am a person who really like my contemporary. I have some that I really love and like have cried in, and I need more. I need more, I guess, realizations in their lives and more stuff they go through for it to be an interesting book to me. I'm not saying that they need to be driven over by a car or anything like that, but it was just kind of just, hey, here are these characters, this is what's going on in their lives, and they meet. And that's it. That's at least how I felt like. But obviously people have different experiences with different books. But yeah, also trigger warning for sexual assault in this. I know I don't always say trigger warnings for all the books I read, by the way, because definitely many books are trigger warnings that are not mentioned, but I feel like it is especially important to mention it in this one. I liked it enough. Like, I like the characters, etc. As I said, I just felt like it was boring. And also, like, I was a bit off put by the writing. It was a bit like, it wasn't even like quirky. It was just like hard to follow the sentences for me. I just had like troubles following the described story sometimes. I like the sentences. I was just like, what is this sentence even saying right now? So the writing also like made the book fall a bit down for me. But again, it wasn't terrible, and like I enjoyed parts of it. It was just totally fine. So I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. But hopefully I'll enjoy the author's other books more, because literally that's my next 2 reads, which is kind of random. It just follow like the order of my TBR. I'm supposed to read 1 book in between, but it hasn't arrived yet, and hopefully it will in May. Well, I guess I just need to fill it with something else. But the next one I am reading tomorrow is Yolk, and I think maybe this has to do with eating disorders. I'm a bit unsure. This one I just heard amazing things about. Hopefully the writing is a bit different than this one, because like, again, I didn't match with the writing completely. But I am still like, think I enjoy the books enough. I just like, I thought I would love them more in a different way. But for me, I would just felt totally okay with it. Okay, well, I'm not going to read it now. I'm going to read it tomorrow. Now I'm going to bed. See you later. I did finish Yolk today, and I really liked it. I liked it much more than Emergency Contact. I cried. I had tears in my eyes. But I'm, again, too tired to talk about it properly. I just want to say I did finish it, and I will talk to you tomorrow, once again. Because I'm a terrible vlogger. That's why. But it was very good. Very, very sad. Just like I like my contemporary. Good night. Okay, hello. So it's the next day. And I've been out. And I have been alive. We can pretend. So I'm gonna start sprint preparation soon. But I want to talk a bit about Yolk. I read it, as I said yesterday. The main character and her sisters have a really turbulent relationship. They have struggled being close, but then now both live in New York City, but they don't really see each other. Then one day her sister calls her over to talk to her, and she's like, what? And then she finds out that her sister has cancer. And it starts out this thing where like she wants her to be there, but she also doesn't. It's a whole thing. It's actually, it's not like focused on her having cancer and like dying, by the way, because that sounds really depressing, but it is part of like the story. And also she has like a turbulent relationship with her mother and her like family in general. Like she hasn't seen them in like 2 years, etc. because they live in Texas. And then she also like live in a shitty place, but her sister live in a better place, like a shitty place as an apartment. And she has like a turbulent relationship with like her kind of boyfriend, but not really a boyfriend. So it's like a whole thing, like a lot of things are going to shit. She also has an eating disorder that she's not really dealing with and hasn't dealt with for years. It's a whole thing. It's very complex with like the different characters in their relationship. I think that was done really, really well. I'm still not at match with Mary's writing. I feel like I struggle a bit with that. I feel like I have a hard time following, not like what's happening. I just like really need to read every word, like because the sentences for me are just like a bit, I was gonna say weird. So I read it really slow for it to be like a contemporary. Overall, this was really sad. I'm not saying that Emergency Contact was not sad, because definitely the characters there had gone through sadness. I was going through hardship as well. But this one just had like a whole other level of sadness, especially like family thing makes me always really weak for some reason. So I cried a bit. Emotionally, I was much more invested in this than like Emergency Contacts. For that, there was just like, as I said, 2 people meeting and then it chatted, and that was kind of it. Well, here, like there was so many more complexities in relationships with like a main character, with her mom, with her sister, with her like kind of boyfriend, with a new guy she meets, with herself. So much like self-hatred, and also just like hardship to like, I was gonna say love others and let others love her. But I feel like the main character in here and the main character in not permanent record, Emergency Contact, were really similar. They were both like really rejecting people, where like they didn't let people come close, etc. So like they had really like similarities, I think, in their personalities. So they had like different relationships with people around them. But it was interesting to see like very similar personalities so close up together, since I'm reading the books back to back. Overall, I really, really like this one. I feel like I would recommend this strongly, but at the same time it has a lot of, you know, triggering topics within itself, so obviously keep yourself safe and don't read it if you feel like you cannot make it. But for me, it was just the kind of story where I was just very into it and very invested, even though obviously it's a contemporary, so it doesn't have like a high stake plot or anything like that. But I really enjoyed it, and I gave it a strong 4 out of 5 stars. Now it's just like, thanks. So I'm really curious to see what I would feel about the next book by the author. However, I was planning to read, Permanent Record today, so I would read all of my books back to back. It's actually the longest one yet, it's like over 400 pages. But I realized, because I had skipped some books on my TBR because I'm following the list like straight down. One, because it's for book club. The second one, because I haven't gotten it yet. But this one I skipped. Oh god. I skipped Finally Fortune by Chloe Gong, which is like really on the top of the list. Because I thought that it was the final in a duology in my head. Because you know, This One Delights is a duology. And I read that and like I enjoyed it. And this is kind of the sequel set in the same world, but following one of the side characters in that other duology. And in my head, this became the final duology. So I was saving this for later in the month for Final Boss Support Group, because I wanted to read it then, because I want to participate in that. But still, of course, make it Asian. But now I'm like, it's the first one in that duology. So look at the cute art. It almost doesn't look like art. It looks like photos almost. Either way, so I was just like, maybe I should read this, because I feel like I want to read the longest books when I have sprints, because then I know I will finish it, since I'm on sprints anyway. 511 pages. I feel like I should read this instead of this, even though this is still a bit long, and I will probably use a lot of tomorrow to try to read that, because I read very slow apparently. I think it's better if I read this today, since I'm going to do sprints. I will read this whole thing today. To be honest, I'll probably read this faster than the other one, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna end up reading this today, even though, like, as I said, that wasn't the plan, but I had skipped it. I thought, again, it was the second book in a duology. Oh, this art, man. Making me sim for the characters. I have the FAES edition, and this is set in the same world as These Violet Delights and Our Violet Ends. Actually, the titles were in here, so that was helpful. And that is a Romeo and Juliet telling set in Shanghai in 1931, I believe. No, this is set in 1931. I think that one is set a few years before. Then a revolution happens, etc. So this is like the aftermath of that set in the same world before, like, one of the best friends from Juliet. And Juliet and Romeo are from, like, different, like, mafia clans, so obviously they can be together. And then, like, a monster is in the city, and they need to investigate that together, so that's why, like, I was gonna say reunite. But obviously this is not the same main character, but I do think that I will enjoy this as well. So this is set in, as I said, 1931. It says 4 years ago, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Chloe Gong would do with this character. Fun. Either way, if you look behind me, I have a bunch of packages here that arrived today. I ordered quite a few books recently just because I wanted to. I had too much money, Book Depository was closing, etc. And then they never arrived. And I was like, okay, but now a bunch arrived today. So obviously, since we're vlogging, I thought we will open them here. It's like a bunch. Look at them. Ah, it's really a lot. But actually this one, I'm lying. This one came a few days ago and I never opened it. I was gonna open it in a vlog and I just never bothered to do it. So it didn't arrive today. This is, I think, my birthday present from Oli. One of them. Let's see. Yes. And it is. I'll just throw this on the floor. As you can see, Terrence Throne by Sebastian de Castell. This is the final book in the Great Coat series. And now I have all of them. Obviously I need to read Sage's Blood before this one, but I wanted to have all of them. And I'm excited to read it, even though I feel like I will also be depressed. But I have it now. I'm excited. It can be this way. I don't want this inside. There. So all of these other packages, I'm unsure what is, because I ordered so many, so I kind of forgotten what I ordered and what is arriving and when it is arriving. There were so many books in the mailbox that I got the message I need to go and get more at the post office, which is so far away and it's so annoying. But we don't get mail every day, so it all just collects up, so they don't have, like, room for it all on the day to actually deliver mail. This is, as you can see, Saga Volume 9. So I'm super closing in on, like, Volume 10 is the most recent one, right? And I ordered this because I read Volume 8 not that long ago. So, yay. Some of these will be my last Book Depository packages. I mean, I think I have some of you more coming. But yeah, what is this? Ooh! It arrived! This is the Dispossessed by Ursula Le Guin. This is the July pick for Face and Gaze. So I obviously had to order it. And it used ages to come in. Oh my god, the font is so tiny. But yeah, it would be really fun to read some of Ursula Le Guin's sci-fi, which I haven't read, and just read, like, a classic sci-fi, etc. It's only 200 pages as well. Great. But yeah, I'm happy it finally arrived because obviously I had a good time getting it, but it used ages. Okay, now this one. Oh, okay, this one also used ages, which is, I'm sorry, package. Along the Race's Edge, I can't say that word, by Rob J. Hayes. And this I'm reading for a vlog, which is why I ordered it, but I don't know if that vlog will actually happen. I think it is self-pub, and it's supposed to be really good, and I'm excited. It's like, you know, different format because it is self-pub, but I'm excited, and I'm glad it arrived. And now I have 2 other packages. These are from Blackwell's, I think, because I started to order from there, because obviously Book Depository hates me now, because it doesn't exist anymore. But what can it be? Can I even open this? Oh! Ah! Okay, so this arrived. Erica really wanted this to arrive. This is Koshi no Ko, and it is a manga. And I have not read it, and I don't know what it is about. Erica told me, you need to read it, and I always get my manga recommendations from her. So I got it, and now I have it. I don't know if I will put it on my list or just push it up, but I got it. So she didn't want to tell me anything of what it was about. And I'm obviously very curious. So we shall see what I think when I read it. Obviously not starting a new manga series is bad, but it happens because that's what I do. What is this? Let's see. Did also manga. I ordered a lot of books, okay? Oh! It is The Borrowed by Shan Ho-kei. This is actually one of the ones I like skipped on my TBR because it hadn't arrived yet. Now I might not read Emergent Contact tomorrow. Not Emergent Contact, I'm skipping the next Permanent Record because this is actually in theory the next after Twilight Fortune. But this is also thicker. 500 pages, so I might read it over 2 days. We shall see what I decide. But yeah, I think this is about like short stories, some murders set in Hong Kong that over many decades, and then I think they connect somehow. But I am very interested in it and it seemed really cool, so I'm excited to read it. This is from my thriller prompt on my TBR. I didn't know it was this thick, but I'm glad it arrived because again, I was just like, is it ever gonna arrive? Who knows? That was all the books. I have, as I said, one more that didn't have room in the package, in the mailbox. I need to get that somehow, but I will do that another time. Which I know I'm very soon starting, so I'm gonna go and do those. I will read Twilight Fortune, and you shall see me later. Here we still are, a few hours later. I did finish Twilight Fortune just now. And I'm so tired. I don't know why. My eyes are burning. My head is swimming. I have no reason to be this tired, but I am. Either way, I am glad I finished it because honestly, I was a bit bored. Like throughout the story, I just was not engaged in like, I don't know what it was spying for and what it was like trying to find out, which I feel a bit bad about because reading the author's note, a lot of the atmosphere and historic setting and like the things that happen in society and like the I was going to say the different sides that our characters are on and spying for and finding information for, all of that is based on real events. So the fact that I'm saying it is boring, I feel bad because it's just like I think that whole history is boring. I don't. I think it's very interesting how the author trying to make this as realistic as possible while also of course having fantasy elements in it that doesn't obviously exist. She writes that she wanted to make the Shanghai we are in as realistic to the Shanghai in the 1930s. I respect that. I think that's really cool, and I definitely can see like the climate that we're living in and like the reflection that are taken up of what is done to Shanghai in this time. But I just wasn't interesting. I just didn't feel any connection between the two main love interests whatsoever. I was just like, they liked each other because the dude main character Orion is kind of a little, I was gonna say playboy, but he is starting to like our main character obviously, and I'm just like, why do you like her? I don't get it. And she started to like him and I'm like, why? And obviously that was not, I don't think this book hanged on the romance as much as the Romeo and Juliet retelling, because you know, it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling. There also, I feel like the romance was a bit rushed. But here I was just like, they had no chemistry. So I was just like, okay. And I just like didn't care for like the spy parts kind of on the information that we're getting. I was just kind of bored. There's these killings happening and trying to find that, but also just like working for different parts, and then they need to fake Mary to like be on a cover, etc. And I feel like all those things should have been really interesting, but I was kind of bored until maybe the last 100 pages. That's when I was really engaged and we got some reveals that I didn't expect, that I should definitely had expected. But I was just like, oh, this is interesting. And because of that, it's bumping it up. I was going to give it 3 stars, but I'm giving it 3.5 because I think especially the ending was done really, really well. I can definitely see, you know, the pieces coming together, and like, it's just something about like, you know, kind of mysteries like this. It's obviously not a mystery book. It is a YA fantasy book, but like mysteries like this and how they're set up, you need to come, you know, to the full picture to get like a payoff of what you were reading. If the journey was really boring, I will be bored. Like if I'm reading a mystery and it's 500 pages long, and it's not keeping my attention, I will be bored. Like if I'm reading a 200-page mystery and we get to the conclusion pretty fast, I'm just like, fine. Also, if the answers are boring, I would be even more annoyed. But here the answers were really interesting, and I definitely like, I was going to say, appreciate the historic setting, appreciate what was done here. And I'm not saying it's a terrible book. I'm just saying for me, it was a bit long. I can definitely feel the pages. They just never ended. And I just think that the characters weren't that interesting. I didn't feel like a specific connection to them. But also we saw more of the characters from Our Violent Ends. I keep forgetting the title. Is it Our Violent Ends? Our Violent Delights. We saw more characters from that series than I thought we would for some reason in my head. And I was just like, who are you again? Because it's a good long while since I read the second book. And I'm just like, who are you? Who are you? I think it's like a year ago. And I was like, who are you? I remembered some of them, obviously. But I was just like, who are you? So it was a bit, I think if you read it closer together, you have maybe a better payoff of it. This is now a duology, so it's going to come a sequel. I also know it's like a mid-novella that I also purchased because Fairlit did a edition of that as well. So I will probably read that as well. I don't know what that will be about, but we shall find out. Overall, I did like it okay. 2 out of 5 stars, 3.5. Was a bit bored, but I feel like a lot of people will enjoy it. I just feel like some parts, it was all the way in the end where the dude was kind of like, I don't want to say because it's kind of spoiler, but he was a bit sweet then, and I was just like, oh, fine. I kind of like them, but I only like that scene of how he acted more than like them together than anything else. I just took the dress jacket on, sorry for being noisy. Now I finished that, so it was again like okay, and I will still read from this author, but I also think that the author has like a really, I was gonna say, straightforward writing style. Like, look at me complaining about the writing style in every book. Like, whereas Mary writes kind of like sentences very like, I was gonna say not beautiful, it's not even the right word, but it's more like, not complex either. I don't know the right word to describe Mary's writing style. Chloe's writing style is very like straightforward. It's exactly what it is. So I feel like a bit bored by the writing as well. It's not like as exciting. I don't feel like it actually like makes the story less interesting than it actually is for me. So I don't personally love the writing style either, but it is easier to read because it's so straightforward. But I'm not impressed by the writing, thinking like, oh my god, this is really good sentences. I'm not a person that thinks that much about the writing either, but I just noticed that it's like very straightforward, especially coming from like the Mary book, where like I had to really think more about the sentences in a way. That is what I got to say. So now I was gonna read another manga because I read 3 books now, which is obviously Original Contact, Yolk, and now Fall Lady Fortune. So I'm gonna read a manga. But I was gonna read another one, but then Erica said I had to push Oshinoko in front of the line. But Aka Akasaka and Mango Yokoyari don't again know anything like what this is about. Like, literally. So I don't know if this is like actually murderous or whatever. It actually looks like she's like an idol, but she didn't want me to know. So I'm gonna read this now and I'll let you know what it is about afterwards. Because Erica was like, you need to read it now, and I was like, fine. Fine. Erica decides my life anyway, so it's okay. Also got very hot suddenly. It's because I've been sitting here by the computer too long. But yeah, I'm gonna read that. I have a sprint left. I'm gonna read that and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, so I read Oshinoko. And it seems to be like a thing where you're not supposed to know a lot going into it. So the synopsis is like the vaguest shit I ever read, because I read it now after I read it. It literally just says this character is far away from the entertainment industry. He's a huge fan of a Hoshino, which is the character here. She is an idol. And then their fates will become entwined. And you don't know how they will become entwined, and you will never guess it either because it's super weird. I really enjoyed it. It is much darker than you think it is, I will say that, but it's also really like fluffy and has a lot of humor, but like the whole theme of the thing is very dark. I feel like some people would be uncomfortable with like the setup here, and I'm not saying that like I felt super comfortable with it either because it is weird, but at the same time I'm just like enjoying the story and being like, it's not supposed to be a good thing, you know? It's supposed to feel weird. Even our main character feels weird about it. He can control this, but he feels weird about it. And I don't want to say more, but it is very interesting. Definitely did not go anywhere where I thought it was gonna go. I read the thing and I was just like, is this really happening? And then I read another thing and I was like, is this really happening? I literally had no idea where the direction of the story will go, like seriously. So it was the very much surprising thing. I think it's written so you will be surprised as well. And I'm very curious to see what will happen next, because I think like the setup that we got in the end of this volume, it's not going to play out as even as I think it is. I think they're going to play on it more than I think they will, because right now I'm just like in a certain place, because obviously you get that from reading the end, but I feel like it's going to go completely different. So we shall see what I feel. I'm just sitting here like, what did I read? Why did I read this? But it was fun. If fun is the right word to say. But yeah, I have again, as I said, ordered the next volumes, so they will come when they come, and I will continue reading it. But what did I just read? It was enjoyable though, but again, super weird. I love breaking up my reading with manga here and there, but sometimes I'm just like, what? What did ever make me read this? But interesting, weird, slightly uncomfortable, but overall a great reading time. I love being shocked and flabbergasted when I read stuff. But yeah, I'm done for reading for today. I didn't start any books, but I will probably read Permanent Record tomorrow, so you should see me then. Hello. So my friends and I went on a very long walk and decided to go and get my package. I decided to open it now. I'm very tired, very hot, but I'm going to bed now because I'm working early tomorrow. But again, opening the package. I know what it is because I ordered it obviously. So I went all the way over to get it. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, and it is, as you can see, Ninth House. Why am I calling it Ninth House? Hellbent, I'm sorry. I was about to say the sequel to Ninth House. And in theory, it's the wrong one. It was supposed to be the exclusive edition. And I just got the normal edition. Because I had a normal edition and I got rid of it so I could get the exclusive edition. And they just sent me it. Now I need to go check my receipts. I am very upset, by the way. Very upset because I paid a lot of money to have it shipped. So if it's just a normal edition, it's not worth anything. Don't look at me, actually. Okay, how about the exclusive hardback? That's not what they sent me. I'm not actually like mad. I was just like, that was not what I expected when I took it out. I am very sad. But yeah, they sent me the wrong one. Never been this upset in my life. Goodbye. I don't think I have words to tell you of how tired I am. I ended up working 9 hours today, and I like with a little break in between, but still like I've been standing on my feet almost all day and basically can't feel that, but I go to bed. I basically came on here to complain, but I'm not used to this, so I know a lot of people have it worse, but I'm still complaining. Either way, I did manage to read some impermanent record. I decided to not read the whole book today because I knew I was not going to make it, so I only read 200 pages. I'm going to read the rest tomorrow. So basically it follows Pablo, who dropped out of college. He's struggling a bit like financially, etc. And he meets this girl, Leanna Smart, who's like very, very famous pop star. And they start kind of, I guess, dating, hanging out, but he can't tell anyone, etc. And then he's trying to figure out stuff in his life, I guess, and now they're going out a bit. So far, don't love this. I think Yolk is so far my favorite, at least. And like, again, the writing style is like bugging me. It's just how they kind of speak and how the sentences are formed. It's just like, it feels to me a bit too clever for me or something. Or they're just like, that they wouldn't speak in this way, because it's kind of like vague, but not really. It's a bit difficult to explain. I don't even know why I'm trying to review this well. Like, I'm literally almost falling asleep, but I just like don't love the writing in here, and like I didn't love the writing in Yolk either. Like, it worked because you got used to it, etc. And like I don't really get why like these characters like each other, or like, yeah, I don't really like care about them, even though like I'm interested to see what happened. The last Yolk also was out in New York, and this character is also from New York, and he's biracial, etc. So there is different, I would say, like rap in the books. Also, I hadn't read the synopsis properly, so I thought the main character was a girl, because the other two books, I mean, in the first one we had a boy and a girl, and then they had a girl point of view in Yolk, and in this one I just assumed there was a girl as well. That was, you know, the point of view. It was a dude the whole time, because I just didn't read the name after like a billion years. I just assumed it was a girl, and then he talked about ex-girlfriends, right? And I was like, oh my god, is she a lesbian? And then it was a dude the whole time, and I felt so disappointed by myself. But yeah, I am so tired. I'll try to finish it tomorrow and have more thoughts on it, I guess. I was at the bookstore and I bought a lot of books that I will show you again tomorrow. So the next clip, enjoy. Hello. It's now the next morning, and I was really tired today. I'm actually quite tired today as well, but at least I'm not working 9 hours, so I'll be better. I have barely woken. I took a shower, and I guess I'm supposed to do things. I just don't have any motivation, so I'm kind of just dead. But I'm gonna show you the books I bought yesterday, because I bought way too many. I'm sure more books are on its way. Maybe it will be more in mailbox today. Let's just show them off, I guess. Yesterday in the bookstore, it was a sale. That's why I got so many, by the way. First off, I had Enclaves by Naomi Novik. This one is the third, and I think the final book in the lesson of the Scholarmans. I have 1 and 2. I actually didn't love number 1, but I still complete myself, and I'm still curious about the rest of the series. Because there were parts I liked about it, I just didn't like the writing style. And it's like a dark academia where basically the whole school tries to kill you. So, yeah, I'm excited to read it. Excited, I don't even know. I just wanted the whole series in those editions to match my other editions so that they were matching height, etc. because it will eventually go out of print since the UK wants. Then I got What Moves the Dad by T. Kingfisher. This cover I make me uncomfortable to look at it, so we're gonna do it like this. But basically I wanted another T. Kingfisher book because I read *The Lambone* and I really enjoyed that. And then they only had this one. And it's like super tiny, which it's fine, but I was just like, sometimes, you know, you hesitate to spend the same amount of money you would spend on a full-length book, like such a smaller book, because it would take you such a short time to read it. It's literally like 170 pages or something, but I still want to read it, and I'm probably going to read like the whole backlist eventually. But yeah, actually, is this a newer one than *The Lambone*? Oh, I think there's another one that is a newer one. This one is 2022. Maybe it is newer than *The Lambone*. I think *The Lambone* was 2021. I don't remember. I got that. And then I have heard so much about Grady Hendrix that I picked one up. The only one I had by Grady Hendrix was How to Sell a Haunted House. And I'm going to read it. I feel like, even though I feel like everyone reads the author, I don't actually know if does people love the author's books or not. I don't know. Am I mixing Grady Hendrix up with someone else? Wait, did I just fail? Who knows? No, because Grady Hendrix was the one I was thinking about, was the one who wrote like the Saturn Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampires, and it is one, and the Final Girls Report Group, etc., and many other books. So I am planning maybe to read a couple, but I know that some people will love them, like some of the books, but I feel like there's some that people don't love as much. I don't even know, but I got this one, and I'm curious if I will like this. We shall see. We shall see. I actually have no idea. I just know it's like your horror, etc. We shall see. But that was the only one I have by Grady Hendrix. I got that one. And then I got Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. And this one I bought because it is the Patreon buddy read pick for May and June. And I had almost forgotten to get it because I had forgotten that that was the one that won the poll. And I have read Malice by the author, which I didn't love like at all. So hopefully I will like this more. I heard amazing things about it, but also I heard amazing things about Malice, so it might just all be a lie. So hopefully I will, though, enjoy this more than I enjoyed Malice. Yeah, it seems fun. I am planning to read like the other books by the author as well. The other series that is, I think, set in the same world as Faithful and the Fallen. But I don't know why, because I didn't love, Faithful and the Fallen. Then I got Miss Ice Sandwich by Miyako Kawakami. It's the same author as Breast and Eggs and Heaven, which I read Breast and Eggs last week, and I read Heaven, I think, was the last year, maybe. And this one is also very, very short. I think it's less than 100 pages, like 92 pages, actually. And again, was a happy test of that. But I do want to read all of Miyako's books, so I was just like, okay, let's just get it. Curious to see what I would feel about this one. The tiny one. I don't know. When would I ever read this, huh? It's not even like a 1 day's reading. But at least I have it now. So that was what I got. Then I got 2 mangas, which I almost don't count in the book, but of course it counts, but it doesn't count. I got Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 18. I don't have 17 yet, but it's on its way, because I ordered it on Book Depository before it closed. And then I think maybe this is the last one out in English. I don't actually know. Maybe 19 is coming like very soon. I just come out. But I saw it and I was just like, well, I might as well get it now on sale because I'm going to buy it after I read 17 anyway. So I got it and I'm excited. Then I also just picked up Chainsaw Man Volume 2. I haven't actually read Volume 1 yet, but it's soon coming up in my rotation. I was going to peek over. I say soon, it's like 5 mangas until, but this will go on the bottom then. And I just know that I would want, to continue the series because that's what I do. So I might as well just have only 2 and got it cheaper, than I would otherwise. So yeah, so I got 2 mangas as well. So this is my little haul file. But I also, you know, got all the other books the other day, all the ones that I opened. So that's great. And if anyone cared, the Hellbound edition was wrong, and I contacted Waterstones and they are sending me a new one, which is like actually the exclusive edition, hopefully. Completely crazy, but now I just have another Hellbound edition again, so I will get rid of that. I am gonna finish Permanent Record today. I have, you know, about half left, and then I have 2 thicker books that it should be next up, but I don't have any time this weekend. So we shall see how much I get to read. I at least want to read 1 more book when I finish this today, because obviously it's Friday and I have Saturday on Sunday, so I should be able to finish 1 more. I just need to decide if I'm gonna read or edit a video, but that sounds like 10 minutes in the future Sanders problem. See you later. Okay, hello. It is about time again. I am going to bed, and I did finish Permanent Recorder. Permanent Recorder? What did I say? I meant to say I did finish Permanent Record though. Tongue is twisting up, and it was okay. It is, as I said yesterday, that is about the dude who falls in love with someone who's famous, and his life is kind of mess as well, and she like brings more chaos into his life than he doesn't need, and it's him just trying to figure out like what he want to do, etc. And it was fine. I feel like it could have appealed to me more. I like kind of the themes of the book, and like I didn't hate the characters or anything, but some like side characters, etc., blended a bit together. But I love New York. I love the setting. The writing like went fine for me after a while again. I always complain about the writing, and it's fine, but it's just like the characters just weren't that interesting, and like I just didn't care that much about the story, and I was a bit bored. So I give it 3 out of 5 stars. But it was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. My favorite now by Mary is Yolk. It was very emotional and made me cry, as I said earlier in the vlog. So yeah, that is the judgment of that author. But I would read what the author writes next, because I like the themes and I like the characters. It's just that I could be a bit bored, but I'm fine with being bored. Now, as I said, I'm going to work. But I did also buy a book today, and I bought more books online today. But I'm done now, I swear. I'm done until my birthday, which is it's next week, guys. It's next week. I swear I'm done. Oh wait, actually I ordered another book that will come in store, but I'm done. Okay, I don't think I want to count how many books I bought today, yesterday, this week, in general, this month. So the book I got is Przewalski's Hast by Maja Lunda. I actually don't know the English title. I think it's been translated to English, but I don't know it right now. This is the 3rd book in the like environment portrait. I doubt that is the name in English, but that's me directly translating it for Norwegian. It's like Klima portrait. So this is a 4-book series by this Norwegian author, and there's like, as I said, a sale in Norwegian bookstores right now, so I got it now. And the reason I got it now is because that series was picked out a series I need to finish this year, and obviously I read number 1, and I had 2 and 4, but I didn't have 3, so I need to get 3 at some point. I just got it now when it was on sale, so I got it today, and it was really cheap. So yeah, it matches my others, and I need to get it this year anyway, so I decided to get it now. I swear I'm done. Cut me off, okay? It's been terrible. Like, there's so many books I also bought that, like, you know, obviously hasn't arrived yet, and I'm like embarrassed on myself. I don't want to tell you. Like yesterday, I bought 7 books. Today I bought like 5 online, 1 in store. That altogether is like 15 books, isn't it? I don't even know. And I bought more. I don't want to think about it. I'm just gonna forget it happened. What were we talking about? I don't know. Future Santa will be happy. It's because of this, you know. I have 1 empty bookshelf here, and I have 3 more to build. So it's all like in my head. I just, books, new books. Kill me. But yeah, I am going to bed now. Still 2 days left of this week. I feel like this vlog has lasted ages. And I am planning to read at least 1 more book. I will be quite busy on the Saturday and the Sunday, so I think I'll only have time for 1 more book, which is fine. I was still on the book on like 5 books and 2 mangas, so 1 less book than last week, which is, I will survive. It is because of the extra working, you know. We will talk more tomorrow. Good night. Okay, hi. It's the next morning. I'm just speaking a bit lower because people asleep, but the cat fountain is super loud, so hopefully you can hear me over that. I am going to work, but I want to say which book I'm starting because I'm going to start it on the subway, which is... I can't hold the book and myself. Why am I spinning around? I don't know. I'm reading The Borrowed by Sean Ho. Okay, this is the one I got earlier in this vlog, I believe. And this is like the one set in Hong Kong, where she follows like a detective. And it's 6 different stories, and I think they like connect together something like bloody murder stories. If you didn't get that. And yeah, it's actually really long. It's like almost 500 pages long. But I am planning to, as I said earlier, finish this today and tomorrow. To finish it today and tomorrow. Start it today, finish it tomorrow. I'm excited. Even though like I don't actually know much about it. But I picked out a random book. Even though I had She's the Haunting that I bought. But I didn't put it on my jar because I forgot I had it. But it's fine. Either way, here's a cat. Sup? You tired? Same. And the other cat is eating with a loud cat fountain. Can you see him? My hair is anyway. Hi, cat number 2. That's their names, cat 1 and cat 2. Okay, well, you shall see me later. Yay! Kisses obviously tough about again. And I had a busy day. I was at work, and then I watched Upside, and then I watched Eurovision, and then we ordered food, and it didn't arrive for like 2.5 hours, even though we ordered it 2 hours before, and then it got cancelled after a billion years, and then we ordered like other food that we actually didn't want, but we had to eat something. So I was stressed about that, so I didn't read anything else than 50 pages at the subway this morning. I'm really enjoying the bar so far. It's right now about like a case where a father and a family has been killed, and they're in the hospital trying to solve this because the lead detective is in a coma and can only speak to him through machine, through yes and no answers, and then he needs to be there while like they go through the case. And it's really interesting how like they go through the case and how like this is solved, because obviously the author knows the answers, but like when they explain the stuff, like you just read it, and then the detective in a coma is like, oh, you missed something, or like kind of interrupt them with peeping or whatever. They like explain something that like it was obviously written so that it would make sense, but like you don't notice it yourself. So it's like writing thrillers or like mysteries is like so smart of the author, because they need to know the answers, but they need to write it so it's not obvious, but at the same time makes sense. And it's just like it's smart writing, and I'm really enjoying it so far. But as I said, I only read 50 pages, and tomorrow I'm quite busy, so we shall see if I actually manage to finish it before this week is over. But we shall see. I'm so tired though, so I'm going to bed. I almost fell asleep under Eurovision because it was getting really late, and I've been up since like 7:30. 7:30, is that correct? Probably. I'm going to bed now, so you shall see me tomorrow for the last day for this vlog. I feel like it's been ages. But yeah, didn't get to do all I want to do today because time took longer than I thought it would. But that's life. Good night. I'm so tired. And I'm also blinded by the lights. I also don't have glasses on. I'm caving. I didn't get to finish The Borrowed. I had 198 pages. I'm on 254. And if I stay up for 2 or more hours, I would finish it. But I don't have it in me. Okay, I'm dying. My eyes look terrible. They are burning. And I didn't have time to read earlier because the day just went away from me. So I failed. But we don't need to talk about that. It's fine. I will finish it tomorrow. It's a really good book. And it's not like short stories, as in like the cases connect together. It's one case for each story. But they connect together. We follow this detective/commander's life. And we actually start the first story with like kind of his death. And then we go back like over the years, back in time. So we started in 2013. I think the next one 2005. Then we move back to like 1993. I don't even remember, 1996. And now we're going like even further back in time to 1987. And I think they like follow his life over like 60 years. And like some of his cases and how he thinks. And then we also meet like a person underneath him that like learned a lot from him. And saw like kind of his story as well and how he like trained him. But now I think we go back before that dude's time, so it'll be less about him. But like the cases are really smart. They obviously play out in different ways, and then like you think, and then he just like solves it. He has like a whole like pro solution part, and I love it. It's really good, but I need to read really thoroughly to like obviously get all the pieces, because it's, you know, a thriller. So it takes me a long time. It's also a much longer book than I thought it would be. That's my excuse. I will wrap up this vlog properly tomorrow, but I kind of failed. I think I read much less this week than last week. Work kind of messed me up, but I still had a good time. I'm sorry for the shadow on my face. I really need to sleep. See you tomorrow. Good night. So it is the Monday, so I thought, okay, I should wrap up this vlog. As I said yesterday, I did cave. I did not finish this. I am on page 254, as I said. So not completed. Very sad. I'm gonna finish it today, or try to at least. Stuff happens, you know. Can't always be the best reader in the world. But I did read other stuff this week. I just don't... What did I read again? So I started out the week with a manga after I finished Battle Royale on Sunday. So I read The Liminal Zone, which was... What was this again? Yeah, it was weird. I had to think. And then I read Emergency Contact, which was okay. Then I read Yoke, which I enjoyed much more. And then I took a break from Mary to read like Foul Lady Fortune, which was, it was good. Like, I think about it more now, I think I enjoyed it, even though, like, yes, parts of it was a bit totally fine. Then I read Oshinoko, which, when I think about it now, I'm like, this book was so weird. And I'm so excited to read more. And then the last book ended up being Permanent Records. But this is the final result. So it was this week only 4 full-length books and 2 mangas. And altogether 6 books. It wasn't even a book a day. What happened to me? I don't know. Work destroyed me, so I had to use, 2 books on like Permanent Record, which I wasn't planning to. I didn't even finish The Borrowed. I was planning to actually finish The Borrowed and read another book and then a manga. Like, that was like my goal for the whole week. But obviously that didn't happen. But it was still, you know, a fine reading week. I am okay with this result. And I think I'm going to look at my TBR and see how much I have left. Oh, wait. I have 9 books left of my TBR. We are now on the 15th. So there's, 16 days left. Oh my god. I read, like, if I just finish, like, a book every second day, I will finish it. That's so many books left on so little days. I feel like, I know it's obviously been 2 weeks, because obviously we are from Monday to Monday, we're in the second vlog, but I just feel like I read so much while at the same time not, and time has moved so fast while at the same time so slowly. It's like, I'm getting like a whole thing here, but it's fine. But yeah, that was this week's vlog. I shall vlog again next week. You should see me then. Thank you so much for watching, and you should see me soon in a new one. Leave like the lips emoji down below, because there's really like a lot of lips on this cover. If you enjoyed this, and you should see me very soon. Goodbye!